the Squiffer coming back as part of the Sheldon's
Fresh
picks?
Squiffer, yep. I don't know what the kit's going to be, but...
The French Squiffer.
I imagine that thing getting something like Suction Bomb and Hammer or something like that, and then it's just going to be like the most ridiculous hammer spammer.
A Charger doesn't have Burst Bomb yet, but they could give that to... I don't think they're going to give it to Bamboozler with how well it's doing right now, but they might give like Squiffer like Burst Bomb Hammer or something like that. I think it might actually be pretty good. I think a Lethal Bomb might be something more akin to what you're thinking about, but I also think that
I
a Burst Bomb
feel
will
like
help
they're
make
going
up
to
for
try
its
and
weaknesses.
recreate the comp from Fresh Squiffer and Splat 1 for,
You think
for
so?
that thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, right? Like, are they going to try to recreate Splat 1 with this Sheldon's pick, or are they going to try to just, like, add kits and stuff into the game that just isn't part of Splat 2 yet?
I think for the weapons that are missing kits that they had in Splat 1, I think they're going to try and recreate them. Like,
Okay.
I think with Grim Range Blaster, we're going to get the CRB comp.
Right.
I think with Fresh Squiffer, we're going to get the old Fresh Squiffer comp. I think, or kit. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong word.
And what was the old Fresh Squiffer? It was
that was Suction Bomb Kraken. That's
Yeah.
why I say I think it's going to be Hammer or Suction Bomb.
Oh, right, yeah.
But
The only
yeah,
thing about that is that's the same comp as the brush. The Kensa brush. The same kit as the Kensa brush, and it would seem weird to give something a kit that's already in the game.
maybe. I mean, they might give it a different bomb. Who knows? But
I could definitely
that's
see
definitely the vein that I'm expecting it to be. But you know, with Nintendo, I feel like every time I have an expectation, they do something completely different. So who knows?
they give it like Fizzy Bubble Blower.
Fizzy Bubble Blower
On the Squiffer? Or maybe Suction Bubble Blower, even though that's not a unique.
Fizzy Bubble Blower would be pretty stupid, actually.
It would get a lot of bubbles. It'd be able to pop them. It won't be able
I
to
don't
quite
know,
do the
because
instant
with
pop
how much
thing.
it paints on its main weapon now, it doesn't really need the Fizzy to paint.
Right.
So it's like, it doesn't really synergize that well.
Well, it's just the Fizzies are busted.
Fizzies are just busted in general. So
it
it's
also
like,
lets
it'd
it-
still be good on it, but
It also like helps the Squiffer deal with one of its problems where it can't really deal with being like directly just like locked out. Whereas like the Fizzy Bomb is like one of the I don't care about being locked out tools of this game, you know, where you
Yeah.
just throw Fizzy Bombs at people. It's this uninteractable, invincible, like jumping beam that can just kill you.
yeah, I mean, Squiffer's one of those weapons where it's like, by design, I don't even think there's a kit that really, truly synergizes with it.
Yeah.
So
Just give it Burst
maybe
Bomb.
just
Any
give
bad
it the
weapon, just
most
give it
OP
Burst Bomb.
stuff in the game, and maybe it's good somehow. Who knows?
Burst
But
Bomb and
I wish Squiffer was good, by the way. Like, I'm not hating on the Squiffer. That was my favorite weapon for a long time in
Splat
Splat
1. No,
1.
I remember watching the matches of you guys versus Imperius, and you were like
I
you
was
were
going
shooting
Squiffer.
down walls with it and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But
But I'd love for that to be good in this game, because I would definitely pick it back up.
Have you ever thought about if you could go back in time with everything you know and play Splat 1 like at launch, like the different stuff that you do,
I
like
would
knowing
play,
about QR
I would
stealth
play
jump?
CRB on day one with like max QR and
Well, CRB wouldn't be day one, but yeah.
well, you know, the day it came
Yeah, I
out.
would be doing QR stealth jump stuff. I think I might play a lot of L3D because I think that weapon is something that people wouldn't be able to handle that early in the game,
Oh,
especially
for
like
Splat 2?
for Splat 1.
Oh.
Like Burst Bomb Kraken, that's like I
Maybe.
think that came out like right near launch. Because right at launch you get like you get QR stealth jump T-Tech, which is obviously going to work. Then there's also like 96 and stuff like that.
Understanding that, you know, Chargers are actually not as good as they seem,
Yeah,
and like picking like super aggro,
that
like
kind of stuff.
QR comps early on would have been very smart.
Because I remember thinking about it, and then I looked at the list of like when the things released in order, and it's like, oh, dude, I'm playing like L3D until Zinc comes out, basically, and then I'm gonna play 96 for a little bit, and then Zinc's gonna come out, and I'm gonna play
you
that.
didn't want to play Zinc.
That light depletion Zinc.
You didn't want to play Zinc
I
until I
didn't.
convinced you to play
I
it.
know. Well, you know what's funny about me picking up the Splatlings is that I remember the day when Heavy Splatling came out, it was Vanilla Slosher and Vanilla Heavy. And I remember it because they both had Ink Strike and it was Salt Spray Zone. So
And
it
they
was
were the
like,
first new.
Yeah, they were first like new weapon, and it was like, oh, let's try to play zones now. And there's like 18 Ink Strikes every game. It was, but I remember like playing with the Heavy and thinking to myself, it's like, man, this thing, like everybody thinks it sucks. I think that one day someone's gonna get really good at charging the exact amount of bullets that they need to charge and having really good movement that ignores like how
Did that
it felt.
ever get buffed before people realized it was good, or did people just like interpret it as good eventually?
People started playing the weapon for the Zinc and the Heavy Deco for the kit, and they kind of learned how to play it.
Gotcha.
As a result.
Well, anyway, we're getting into Tempura Tantrum versus maybe later. Tempura Tantrum running that custom Jet Sculpture, custom Dually Sculpture, like, and the Blob Blobber, 3 weapons that I've played at certain various points in this game, so I'm liking their comps. But yeah, so early advantage here for maybe later,
Double
and
squelcher.
they are sort of living. All
Nice
right,
pick right
that's good teamwork there, but they still get picked off, and that gives the advantage to Tempura.
Nice Ray, nice Ray.
That might have been a little early, though, actually. I think they wanted to save that for when the Rainmaker's actually pushing, so
His
maybe
goal
Jan's
right there was
behind them.
well, his goal right there was to take out the heavy, which didn't happen, which made it a bad Ray. But if he had taken out that heavy, that would have been a good Ray. The Rainmaker's going to get stopped up there. Nice double.
That was a good Ray.
Yeah, that was definitely a good Ray. Well, that's what they were trying to prevent. You know, if they had gotten that pick on that heavy, what would have been to stop him? Basically nothing. As for now, we see the missiles.
Only 71, though, because of the route they took.
Yeah, well, that route is one of those routes that pays off if it works, but it doesn't get you anything if it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever worth going for it unless you already have a huge lead, because it's simply just going straight up the middle gets you so many more points so quickly. Like, they can stop you they can stop you so much earlier points-wise if you go up top, and like based on their positioning. So
yeah, but if they don't stop you, it's really tricky because then they have multiple options where to actually take the Rainmaker when you respawn.
Yeah.
I know that that Loki likes to do that a lot, but
I mean, I definitely think it's worth it to do when you already have a good push.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to get your first lead of the game, you should be going low and getting as many points as you can early on.
Kitty paw. Well, this is just a lot of neutral right now, and despite that, well, this is looking.
Oh, this is
like
looking pretty
neutral.
scary right now.
So right now, the pop does happen. The Sploosh doesn't pick it up. Interestingly enough, it looks like the.
There's the good Stingray
right
here.
There we go.
This is the one I was looking for. That's going to be a 50 push. They could probably even get a little bit further
30.
here.
Oh, if you just move a little bit.
Go
yeah,
Synapse!
Oh, this is looking really scary. That isn't going to quite help. Oh, no, but the bubble blower might actually.
Down to 3.
The choice to bubble blow there actually let them get more points. So right now, this is maybe later is going to have to. I mean, if they don't get the knockout, they'll have to get a win maybe later. But
they have to knock out to win at this point.
Yeah,
so.
basically, it's really.
And Midori's still in on them.
It's kind of
flank.
impossible to get 2 points without.
How did that even happen?
Yeah,
so now Midori's going to go for this pop
I think
here.
has fall-off damage.
If they aren't able to reposition in time, Midori could go for some cheese, but not going to do it. Maybe Ann going to fight him out and wins that fight. So that's going to be good for them. They can still hold on to this game a little bit. They got 2 minutes now to make a huge comeback push, and it's pretty stacked against them right now.
It's actually kind of odd to see so many spray
Vanilla
shooters
Dooley
used. Oh, there we go. Double Squelcher comp with a good defense right there. We have everybody set up in the little pairs of 2. Stingray going off early just to make sure this happens well. Maybe Juicy is getting focused down. Nice defense from Tempura Tantrum right there. I'm interested
in
to see
amazing defense comp, actually.
Yeah, they have it really going. I'm interested to try to like point out ways that this double Squelcher comp puts in work, because I think I love these kind of like these comps where there's like a theme. You pick 2 of a weapon that have a theme, and then you just play off those strengths. Like I said, like I love double Splatling, double Squelcher's really interesting as well. So I'm gonna have an eye out for that during this set.
I guess I don't look at it that way because the roles are so different for these 2 weapons. So I mean, even though they can both play kind of mid-rangey, they don't really do the same thing. So, like I in my head, I classify them as completely different. So it don't even like register to me that they're both Squelchers, even though I play them both and I haven't. I guess I'm a Squelcher made, but who knows. Anyway, maybe Sneku gonna try and hold this off, but them being on a disadvantage with 1 minute left to go and a 3 push is not looking very good for them.
Yeah, they need to stop procrastinating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just gonna be so hard for them to push against this comp. Like Bloblobber and Missiles and Stingray, it's like they have all this is Tempura Tantrum's game to lose right now.
Yeah, and once again we're in a situation now. This comp does have a little bit more going for it because they do have a triple bomb.
Yeah.
So they definitely have that kind of bunker busting potential, especially with the Stingray, but it just hasn't been working out for them. The weaknesses of triple shooter have just been showing a lot, especially when your backline is a Stingray or is a Splatling. That's going to be pretty tough, and this looks like it might even be a knockout. Oh dear.
I mean, I definitely think shooters have gotten better with this most recent patch, but
I feel like triple shooter's always been asking for a hard time in Splatoon in general. Like, there's so many things that the splash damage and other types of weapons fundamentally do that shooters like can't. Where if you stack too many shooters and then your backline weapon also can't do splash damage, unless you're running like bomb spam.
Tempura's not running really any splash damage either, unless you count the Bloblobber, which I don't really consider that splash damage.
Well,
so, I mean, they aren't losing purely on that comp-wise, but just like the subs and specials from Tempura Tantrum, including Blah Blobber just in general, is just they have so much spam to prevent a push from happening.
And
it's
you know
like
what?
if they don't mess it up, they will win that game.
You know, I think it's also funny, Midori doing well with that sploosh. If you kind of look at the comp, that comp kind of follows the criteria that we were talking about last set. Like, how do you make that sploosh work in the comp? Like, you have these 3 weapons that have that are really good at just having these out there hitboxes and getting map control and stuff like that.
These are all weapons that are very good at fighting like within the middle of the map, allowing the sploosh to kind of just
run around
or do whatever the heck it
gnaw
wants.
Everything's
really.
ankles. Yeah.
So that was definitely a very interesting comp to see there, especially for Rainmaker, because that's not something you usually see in Rainmaker. Usually you see something like Toxic Mist kind of spam stuff, or like in the past couple days since the hammer buff, you see a lot of hammers.
Yeah. And there are other lightweight weapons to pick up the Rainmaker as well besides sploosh, but it was definitely working out for them. I mean, I think Midori seemed like the kind of person that just plays a lot of sploosh in general, and just like possibly for Rainmaker.
I hope they don't try and do that this game, because Gobi might be the
Gobi
second worst sploosh map in the game. So
yeah, you get
like if you get on that plat, you're good to go, but getting there is very hard to do.
You get banished to the no zone a lot with a weapon like that. You really need to be able to. Now, the one thing that is decent about the sploosh is that it has good run speed, and it has the curling bomb. So if you're in a situation where you're in control, you can kind of do that counterclockwise loop where, like, you go up the right side, you get up on top of the plat, and then you kind of go back to mid and you try to get a kill as you're doing it and don't stay in. I feel like that's kind of the way that
is the one way sploosh can work. That's what I was saying. But like getting that in the first place is very,
the hard
very
part.
hard.
So like I said, you have to already be in control at that point,
yeah.
which the sploosh makes that difficult. I think that especially like, I mean, what is sploosh bringing to that kind of flank? I mean, Roller can do the same kind of stuff. Like,
there's
all
a lot
the
of weapons that
shooters,
can
there's
do that
dualies
better.
that can do that better. Vanilla Tetras are great on that map, and their ability to roll around also helps them kind of get in and get out.
Yeah. I think Carbon really is the best one to do it if that's the specific thing you're going for, because of the fact that it can also assist with burst bombs from the middle of the map, and it's very quick about making that push, because it
the bomb rush is also really good for basically everything. On that map, like, I know that people kind of will look down upon the Autobomb rush because of how, like, you can abuse the AI, but on Gobi, people don't stand in zone when they're defending it, so those bombs are going to take zone. And then, when they're up on their plat and stuff like that, those Autobombs are going to help kind of flush people out. Like, you can abuse the AI so that the bombs don't kill you, but when you're, like, hiding behind that one little snipe area on plat, and a bunch of Autobombs push you away from it, like, now your machine teammate's going to get a free kill or something.
Or even just the Carbon Roller on its own. Like, if all the ledges are fairly short, so the Carbon can just like spam vertical flicks over and kill you in 2 shots with the damage up, and it's just like very, very hard to deal with.
Impressive, yeah. All right, well, now we're going into Tower Control Starfish. This is, I mean, this is one that we've practiced a lot in scrims just because it's at the top of the list. So it's like, all right, time to do Tower Control maps. TC Starfish. So this is definitely a map where when 2 teams are evenly matched, it's a grind. But when 2 teams are not evenly matched, you can just shut people out because it's Starfish. It's a grind when the teams are evenly matched because of the long tower path.
That second, not the first checkpoint really, but the second checkpoint, since the rework is
like
really hard to get
between the
past.
first and second checkpoint.
Yeah, it's very hard to get past that point.
Oh wait, I forgot. We're not on that yet. We're still
we're still matching. That's why we're talking about Gobi.
Whatever. Coffee. I need some. So all right. So first time we see a ballpoint right now, and I think that Dog Joe kind of has the same idea that I do about
I don't like ballpoint here over Exploder actually. Just even before the nerf, because Exploder is so good at like just doing stuff, like from everywhere on this map that I love it.
And there's the Zinc as well. Zinc is great on this map. It has.
It's actually one to go double like Exploder custom jet.
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
And there's the opening picks now.
Early advantage here for Tempura.
Yeah, I don't think that the. Looks like the Exploder's not going to get the kill, but he's going to stay alive with that bubble blower. So as this team starts to push back out, they are going to have. Oh, it's not a bubble blower. That's actually the baller Exploder.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they picked that, but it definitely still is.
Maybe it feels
fairly
safer
good
to them than the.
Yeah, I think it's just comfortable with that baller. But yeah, good picks here. That's going to give them a little bit of control. Juicy going for the flank here. It's going to get the pick of the dog jump. Oh, Nice. That's very good to go.
And then again, see, now he's going to start pushing back towards mid. And NZAP actually is another weapon that's surprisingly good at flanking on this map. Anything with run speed is really good at
just getting over that slick.
Yeah.
Synapse guts the pick with the baller there. Is in a bad position to sneak. And now I'm seeing why the baller exploder is pretty good, because you can just kind of do stuff like that.
Yeah, he probably feels like he can position more aggressively. He has that backup plan, whereas like once you jump into, that is the problem with this map, is once you jump into mid, you're kind of in a situation where you're overcommitted. So running baller on this map, especially on a backline, kind of alleviates that problem. Maybe it's just something that he's noticed that helps him play this map better.
Yep. And you know, the paint on the side of Tempura Tantrum honestly isn't very good. Like, you know, the best painter really is probably the Kensa Dualies. Like, the ballpoint can paint around itself really well, but it can't paint, like, contest paint like super well. So.
Especially on this map where the ballpoint kind of has to be backed up a little bit. Like, obviously it can paint really well as if it's a shooter, but as far as like painting across the map, like, oh my god, wow,
does still somehow live. I don't know how that works, but I would have been dead. But Midori somehow able to understand that.
Let's see, Midori going for the flank that we talked about earlier. Right now we have the and this is a double baller. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not a double baller comp. So the baller is doing what we said, you know, causing a lot of survival in mid. But where is the sploosh? The sploosh is here. The sploosh is now, unfortunately, going to get taken out. He was so close. Honestly, if I was him and the enemy team didn't know I was there, and your teammates aren't on, just get splashdown and hide.
Yeah. For
just a second. I mean, if worst comes to worst, you just run in and use your splashdown or jump out or something like that. But if he had splashdown there, I think that would have been a different situation.
Oh, Juicy getting a nice pick on the pro there, but they are able to get into the map, get the penalty refreshed, but it goes right back to maybe later. They're definitely showing that this comp is actually working pretty well for them right now, and they're dealing with the sploosh very well.
And right now,
not
quite getting it yet. Ballpoint can do that to me sometimes, especially with the damage up there. But let's see how Dog Joe handles this. He handles it well.
Hey, ballpoint still does things, guys.
I mean, the ballpoint as a weapon is still really good. It's just without the damage.
It can still shoot forever and kill you at point blank range for nothing.
It's basically kind of like a blaster. Like the amount of time to like hold the trigger, let go, and get a kill. It's like a roller if you land all your shots. But oh boy, now this could be really bad for Tempura Tantrum. I mean, they've had the lead. Oh, whatever that baller did, it did it.
Quick. That baller must have been perfectly positioned to get the whole.
And also, I think it also took someone out as well, which is going to add more paint to the situation. It's going to be a forced jump out. Minute left. I expect Tempura Tantrum to start getting points on the clock right now. But I mean, maybe later has doing a great job this game. They have really been showing that they are capable of taking games off.
This next takeback is so important right now. They only have time for one real takeback right now.
Yeah,
Sneck is the only one really in position to pick the zone. Does get a pick, though, so that maybe they're going to be able to neutralize this.
This is definitely a cap.
Yeah, they definitely get a cap there. They push the last guy out, and now Juicy's going to try and push up on their spawn.
Yeah, Juicy right now, probably going to be seen in this situation. Not even a reason to hide, but oh dear, yeah.
Honestly, I didn't time that quite right, but they are pretty close to getting the lead here, so if they can hold on to this. Oh, maybe On gets picked off a little too quickly there. Oh my gosh, they only have to hold for like 3 more seconds. Oh, no, Squirty does get the zone with that pro there. Somehow able to paint with the worst painting weapon ever, but, you know, whatever. So they get the penalty refreshed. They don't have a really big one, though, so if they are able to hold for maybe later, they might still be able to get this.
Yeah, maybe later in a really good position right now. They have the members alive. Do they have the specials, though? Here comes
the baller's down. The sploosh is down. This is actually really huge right now.
Make sure they don't get zoned.
They get the third. And that's the lead in overtime. That puts that at 1-1. Nice comeback there from maybe later. You know, with all the dominance they showed at the beginning of that game, it actually got a little bit scarier than they really want. They had that beat comp-wise, and they struggled a little more than I would have expected, actually.
Yeah, that is something to bring up. You know, how is the situation going to play out when they're not kind of in the dominant position comp-wise? I mean, they could just pick really good comps from now on. That's always a possibility. Also, as a side note, I expected for those player cams to come up and Matt just to be there in his Mario hat, just in front of the camera, staring at it.
This is actually a pretty good example. Like the third set in a row, really, where one team is kind of doing much better comps than the other, and that's actually telling a really big story. Like, Tempura Tantrum probably on an individual skill level showing themselves as slightly better, but maybe later is definitely working on the better comps angle. So It'll be interesting to see how that plays going forward if Tempura Tantrum realizes what they're weak on right now.
Yeah, right. There is that always that threat with Tempura Tantrum. The team that's been kind of showing themselves to be kind of more individually skilled starts realizing the reason that this team that maybe on paper they should have the advantage at is winning games, and then if you take that away from them, that's pretty dangerous, because then that leads you to a situation where the advantage goes back in the higher seed team's court.
You're gonna scratch the paint off that thing, man.
No, there's a thing that I was trying to scratch off of it.
Yeah, you're scratching off the paint.
Oh, all right, I'm putting it down. No more messing with the gold aerospray.
Destroy this fancy gold aerospray we got on our table.
Well, it's starting to turn into the bronze aerospray. You know, it's taking damage.
Anyway, you remember those points you were making about Starfresh main stage tower control that you totally should finish?
Yeah,
right now?
I should finish right now. Yeah. So the thing about this map is that when two teams are evenly matched, it can be a real grind, right? Because we talked about like that kind of in between that second, from like after the first checkpoint to the second checkpoint, it can be like really dicey to be able to actually keep that push going. Just because it takes so long, the tower stays in the same spot, so there's no mixing it up, and you have all these ways for the defenders to be able to get an angle on defending it, especially once it gets to the second checkpoint. When one team's really dominant, you can kind of get into the base.
That is a nice hat right there.
Oh yeah, isn't that good?
I like that.
Yeah, it's because it's a ginger hat.
because it's ginger.
Just
that's the
it's
only
orange.
reason.
Hey, and they're orange team right now too. So.
Oh, the Clash Blaster. What is... Oh, my gosh, these comps, dude.
The Clash Neo.
This comp makes no sense.
And it's not even the 52 that got buffed.
They have no paint on the side of Tempura Tantrum right now. None.
What is, like, the point of going the vanilla 52 instead of the...
The Kensa 52, I think, is better in all scenarios at this point. But, they got some reason they're doing it. But, yeah, this comp... I don't see it, so they're going to have to prove me wrong right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to show us exactly what it's supposed to do by getting it to happen right now. But we see the Clash. I mean, the Clash is obviously going to be able to do stuff in this mode, and running double blaster and tower control is not something that's never been heard of before. But this comp really doesn't have the paint to support that.
And the missile Clash Blaster, too. Man, all of this is weird for me.
Yeah.
All of it.
I mean, I can see it's like, oh, like if, we run the Stingray Clash, the blasters can't be brain dead holding forward like we want them to, so we're going to, stick them on the faster special. It just got buffed anyway, right? But I just don't think that this is the comp to do it on. And right now, maybe later is punishing Tempura Tantrum for the choice of team comp right now. This baller kind of just being isolated in the corner. It's going to be forced to pop soon without any kind of kill.
The struggle to climb up that wall there. This double armor is shutting them down so hard right now. They can just constantly have an armor ready to go, and they're just not able to really deal with fighting them.
And Dog Joke looks like he's definitely using the map on like that one situation we saw with Stingray.
That looked really good there.
Yeah, that.
Able to shut down that push before they get to like even anything done on the first checkpoint. So not so bad right there, even though that was looking pretty scary for a second there.
Yeah, no, this is a situation where Tempura Tantrum, they have the numbers, they have the specials. Oh, the Clash actually gets taken out. So one of the specials down. It was the missile's not the biggest biggest headache. Now, they do have a Ray ready, but they don't really have the men up right now to really work with it. Bomb goes off, and this is probably going to be a stop to the push. Unless something nice happens right here. All right, there you go.
They're going to be able to keep going a little bit further, but they are, they're surrounded right now. If Juicy just stays alive here, they're not going to be able to get past the second, or get to this checkpoint, really.
Squirty right now really wants to get that
behind.
pick, aware of the backline threat.
Missing shots!
Oh, nice.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice double. Nice double. So they shut down the push. Now they're ready to take back the middle of the map with the super high paint comp that they got right now.
Yep.
And
armor #1.
There's armor #1, and
hopefully the NZEP doesn't get taken out. Looks like he's probably going to get armor soon.
Ooh.
89.
Already died somehow there.
Oh dear, though.
No
He
idea
might get
how.
taken out here. Oh dang, that was a little bit of a misplay. I think that the NZEP was pushing his luck a little bit there. Very close to armor. It seemed like the goal right there was to armor and then armor again. And when he poked up like that and didn't immediately get a kill, he should have just backed up and then armored and gone back in.
Yeah. They also need to be a little bit more aware of where Tempura Tantrum can be coming from, because I feel like they're a little bit confused on where to go as soon as they're starting to push here. But now they got another couple picks. They're in position to go. Sneku able to get in, but not quite able to stop Squirty from directing them. And, you know, that's going to be a
one
denied
point away. Like
right
we talked about, man, it's a grind.
Oh, no ink. No ink. Run, Squirty.
Oh, that person saw a butterfly.
I don't know what happened there.
A little bit over a minute left in the game right now. Both teams do not have a very good score, so if one team gets even like a third decent push right now, they're probably going to end up winning. Maybe later is the team to take tower. They have a Stingray at the ready. They are 3v3 situation. Stingray for both
Core
teams.
needs to be ready for the counter Ray.
Double armor coming up soon. The NZ's going to be able to armor first, and the Junior should be able to armor second. That's really good because the Junior's going to build that armor
get that range
faster.
blaster there. That's a 4v3 advantage. They do get picked off as they come out, but this Heavy's going to get another pick here. That is 3 down.
Right tower.
Get on that tower. The Stingray is ready from that jet, but he did get picked off as well. So now that is huge. This is definitely going to be lead. If not, this could be the game.
I don't know if the Heavy is going to try to sting out
tower.
That
there baller.
Goes the kill. There goes the double.
Sneck gets a huge baller flank there. That is pretty much going to guarantee the lead. This is going to guarantee them getting to second checkpoint. And with only 25 seconds to go, I don't even know if they have time to stop the push, let alone get back on their own push.
Yeah, I mean, even if they stop this is a tall order. This is, oh, dear.
I believe you too, Carter.
Yeah, I believe Carter. Carter, sorry, guys.
I don't know if they can hear him, but we can.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure Carter is his face is flushed right now. Okay.
Anyway, good push there for maybe later. They understand they didn't need to commit to that, so they backed off, just get the picks, and that is GG. So maybe later, up 2-1 now against Tempura Tantrum. A nice turnaround from game one, and now they're looking pretty good in this set.
Yeah, you're right about this set kind of telling a story, right? Like you have these two teams. They start out game one pretty much even.
Whoa, Sneck, come on, man.
Oh my
Calm
gosh.
down.
All right, so I was going to say something along the lines of like, you know, the game one, it just seemed like, you know, Tempura Tantrum just had the more individual skill, but then they started picking like worse comps. But when you drop numbers like that, I don't really know if that.
You're not getting outskilled at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe just like the comps are allowing themselves to feel a little more comfortable.
So they can just run around and shoot stuff?
Yeah, and so Sneck is just like, hey, I'm feeling good now.
Yeah, but that's
I'm going to get a 20 bomb.
That's a 20 bomb on a weapon that doesn't get assist. That's a little bit of a different kind of scenario.
I mean, it does get assist with the baller, but you know,
that's running with your Slayer
often.
special and exploding on people. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now as far as that story is concerned. Maybe maybe the team with the better comp is now getting more confident. You know.
Yeah.
And it turns out, hey, maybe they weren't actually less individually skilled. They just kind of needed a little bit of momentum.
Anyway, Clan Blitz, Piranha Pit. This might be a little bit better for Tempura Tantrum just because of that custom jet.
Yeah.
Doing very well on this map. But then again, if they're going to run those lack of paint comps, they are going to struggle. So
I expect the jet to come back out, maybe even a ballpoint. I don't think the Explashers are the best idea here.
I feel like Sneck is probably going to go that Kensa Splat dualies again. I would be surprised if he doesn't.
I mean, I think that something might have happened last game to kind of encourage the choice of that weapon.
I mean, it's also Clan Blitz on Piranha, where Baller might be one of the best specials in the game. So, you know.
I mean, I guess that like semi-justifies the custom Explasher that we saw these guys are willing to pull out, but.
I'd rather have the bubbles to supplement the baller rather than have a double baller.
Yeah,
so who knows?
And we've seen like custom jet heavy come out, and I don't think that we've really been given much reason to believe that they're not coming out. Man, the guy in the hat is just, he was just staring hard. And
I just cannot take my eyes off of that. That hat is ridiculous.
And just of all the hairstyles to choose too, that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. It's also like, you know, very easy to do as a hat, so I kind of like it.
Yeah, right. Like that's not going to be like the tentacles that are like, oh, hey, what's going on? I turn around and slap someone in the face. You know. But,
much better comp from Tempura. I still don't know if I agree with the pro here, but Booyah Bomb is a lot better than it used to be. So maybe they got something up their sleeve right now. Maybe Corn gets picked off a little early there, so Tempura Tantrum gonna have this initial advantage.
Yeah. So we do see both versions of the Splat. Well, both common versions of the Splat dually being used right here. We see that Ninja Squid Sploosh, which is a little weird. this comp isn't the worst at painting, so we can definitely expect to kind of see the Sploosh to be able to kind of get those Ninja Squiddy situations. But if your team isn't painting and there's a Ninja Squid user with Curling Bomb and a Curling Bomb just comes across the map, it's like you're not going to just ignore that, you know?
Yeah, definitely this comp from Tempura is like a lot more well thought out for Clan Blitz here. They got all the necessary checkpoints are checked, so let's see if they're able to execute. Maybe Jan able to go in with baller.
I don't know if they have a power clam to work with this though. But that is
that was nice work of that.
That's like the kind of slasher kill that they want to put in the trailer. You know, like the slasher can paint over objects.
What the slasher does, man.
You can slash over things.
Maybe I'm still alive in there.
Okay,
what is going on right now?
There is a non-zero amount of power clamps, sir. Where?
Why are they not screaming, jump to me, jump to me? Oh my god, jump to me. Okay, there we go.
Maybe they
finally does get cleaned up.
It looks like maybe there's a little bit too much pressure being put on that heavy, but I felt like with the amount of people shooting at that intruder, that the jump in was not going to have a hard time pushing the one guy off of it.
That might have been a little early there from Synapse to get that clam in, but they are able to follow it up with a nice 48 push now. So, you know, definitely a good first push there. They do wipe afterward, which isn't the best, especially with how much paint that they have on maybe. So they're going to be able to take back the map really quick and get advantage clam-wise. So. Ooh, Synapse gets a nice pick there. Yeah,
not showing his survivability craziness that he did earlier in the set. Midori right now is just kind of trying to stay alive. There are two enemies near him. They don't seem to
Ninja Squid
push
doing
him.
wonders right now. Does get picked up by Sneck, but yeah, that was actually pretty crazy.
We just keep seeing a theme of someone just standing in the middle of 4 enemies and not dying in this
somehow.
So,
yeah, just some weird ninja stuff going on, I guess. Oh, Stingray popped maybe a little bit before his team was ready to follow up on that.
Yeah, because look at all the enemies are and look where his teammates are.
Yeah,
he's probably going to get flanked. I don't think he knows there's a person behind him right now.
Yeah, it doesn't even get a height mark until the end of it. So, yeah, Midori able to flank in. Sneck gets picked off. That's 2 for Midori. Oh, triple kill for Midori, and that is now a full wipe. So now they just need the clams. They got 20 to go, and they're scoring.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many clams they have immediately available to them. Some are starting to spawn. They could keep the basket open for a little bit. The heavy and the Booyah Bomb. Oh! Oh, no!
That feel when you overthrow the Booyah. That just sailed away. So sad.
I know Jordan's watching. Can you clip that, Jordan? You
yeah,
always have like
back,
these cheesy titles for clips. And that one deserved the cheesy title.
Anyway, Stingray, again, not an optimal like use of the Stingray there, and doesn't really get anything out of it. So now Juicy's going to jetpack to try and get a pick here, but this is not looking very good right now.
Yeah, the Inkjet was kind of used in a position where no one's really going to be able to follow up on that, you know, and he wasn't really get that close to the base. I mean, you've seen how Inkjet works on this map. We've all seen how Inkjet works on this map. You fly up into the base, and you're just like, I'm not supposed to be here. Here, take this explosive. But,
I think that comms from maybe later. Probably not.
Wait, really?
Oh, the jumps, the cheese. Oh, again with the same kill.
Oh, that dually jumped off the map, so he does have free reign. Oh, if he had gotten that pick, that would have been really big. Now, this is not really anything that's game-winning for maybe later. So,
yeah, and they went 3 down, so.
Yeah. That could have been a lot bigger if that slasher had gotten the double there. He's close to doing it.
If anything, Tempura probably played that take back a little slow, too. They probably could have gotten way more map control out of that. Oh, Midori!
Yeah,
oh!
Yeah, I mean, they do have the means to take map control pretty quickly, but it seems like maybe later has had that instinct of, okay, we got the kills, paint the map. We got the kills, paint the map. You know, that's been happening. And where's your splashdown, son? There you go.
Oh, there we go. And hard denial there. Midori doing a really good job with that stealth squim or ninja squid.
The ninja jump?
Yeah, whatever the word is, because my brain's dying now. So maybe going to go for another baller push here. It doesn't have the teammates ready to follow up, but they only have 18 clams, so they really need a few more clams.
They need lots of picks and all kinds of stuff. So here, once again, the
another Stingray that doesn't really make any sense. No. That's not good. They lose their power clam.
This is great.
Midori's like
game 5.
Maybe. I mean, they still got the power clam, but
they got like 10 seconds
left.
This
is not looking very good right now.
Yeah, it's impossible. I think
they can't get past this wall right now, especially after burning that baller. So yeah, this is looking like a game 5 here for between Tempura, Tantrum, and maybe later. Tempura definitely going a much better comp, and that showed very well that game. So maybe they figured out what it is they're missing and they've adapted. So, you know. Also, for some reason, Sneck went heavy instead of going the weapon he just popped off on the game before, so I don't know what's going on.
It's a little bit weird, yeah. I mean, it might just be like, oh, this map, this is what I go. You know, like that's just their thing that they do. Maybe they had someone going Jet before, right?
Yes.
Tempura Tantrum had a Jet game 1, definitely, right? Because they were going the double.
No, it was Tempura running the Jet.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't remember who ran the backline the game before. I just remember the 20 bomb coming out of Sneck the game before this, and then
they had the
M
parry. That's weird. Maybe the person going M parry can't play anything else in that map, but there's always like reasons. It's like in scrimmage we always did this comp and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if they've got a reason to do it, I trust them. But you know, if you have a 20 bomb like that on a weapon that's really good on the next mode you're going on, I feel like you should just kind of commit to it.
Yeah.
But you know, if they're going with what they're comfortable with, I'd respect them for it. But now they're going into Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track.
This is a map mode where I feel like maybe later has definitely shown that they can play the weapons that are good here. You know, they've been doing a really good job at just like taking the map and pushing. Like that's been the thing.
Well, even Tempura, like the comp they ran last game, could work here as well.
It's true too, yeah.
You know, if they decide to commit to it, that could work.
I think it might come down to just someone making a mistake and letting the Rainmaker push.
Yeah.
As sad as it sounds for Game 5, but I'm happy that we're going to be able to see Game 5.
Rainmaker, so who knows what happens.
Yeah, exactly. But
nothing's ever
predictable I think both teams definitely have been playing comps that will go good here. I think that your prediction might come true. You know, what happens when both teams are using comps that are good? And there's none of that like, oh, this team has a good comp.
Yeah.
But isn't playing as well, but they win because they're playing the good comp.
There's not like a clear discrepancy between the quality of the comps.
Yeah, and honestly, over the past couple games, there's been less discrepancy of the quality of the individual skill as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, both teams popping off in various ways. So.
Yeah, like we kind of have been talking about these two teams in relation to the first two games, but kind of like the way that these teams have been playing against each other since Game 1 and then Game 2 has kind of evolved since that point. I think that both teams basically are in a position where they've been given enough information and confidence against each other to make something good happen.
All right, so looks like a similar comp coming out of maybe later, and Tempura Tantrum goes something completely different again.
Heck?
I don't even understand this at all.
Okay, so no backliner. Can we bring up the team comps again, Czar, so I can just see if there's any special saver on the 52? There's a special charge, not special saver on the 52, so that's strange.
I'm very confused.
I'm very confused as well.
So yeah, if we're going off the comp, this is looking like Tempura Tantrum's going all in on just going like ham and somehow snowballing the game.
Yeah.
So if this initial push doesn't work out for them, it's going to look pretty difficult for them.
Speaking of initial pushes, though, oh wait, yeah, Tempura Tantrum. I thought it was maybe later with the Rainmaker, but yeah. Speaking of the initial pushes, here it goes.
Corn gets picked off a little early there.
The bubble blower though is going to like squeeze the people against the wall.
Am I crazy? Are those bubbles going twice as fast as normal?
But I mean, they have to be careful of these bubbles, but they almost got a full wipe there.
This is looking like a really deadly push right now. Corn able to stop it. 34, not a game winner, but definitely a pretty strong first push. Yeah,
it's definitely showing that, like, hey, we're not going to go backliner, get a bunch of kills, and hold forward as Rainmaker. Like, that works. Maybe this isn't the map that I expect that to work on, but it works.
Yeah, I definitely predict if maybe is ever able to get a footing on the map, they will be able to come back, but if the snowball is able to continue from Tempura, yeah, these picks right here are very, very important for their comp.
Midoriya is going. So it looks like Midoriya is going 52 instead of Sploosh as kind of a niche pick. Like, okay, I'm gonna go this shooter that can get really fast kills, but we need a Stingray on this map, and I like Curling Bomb anyway. So that's starting to make a little bit more sense. The lack of backline doesn't quite. But
this is a double Curling Bomb point sensor comp. So strange.
Yeah, it is really weird. I mean, it's going to be good for making the push and stuff, right? Like, you got the Curling Bombs moving forward, the point sensor does give you a little bit of intel, and you have the Stingray. So double point sensor point sensor Stingray always kind of has some.
The Booyah Bomb!
Booyah Bomb would not have done that.
Oh my gosh. That was the invincibility frames, keeping them alive, and able to. Like, it's basically a better splashdown now, honestly. That was actually really nice.
It really is.
So, yeah, that's looking good. They got a 4v3 advantage here, so Dog Joke just kind of painting the map, kind of looking for enemy team. It doesn't seem like they really know where to look right now, though.
You know what? Booyah Bomb's actually really fun to play now is the Dynamo.
No, because fizzies are very
popular.
Oh,
yeah, crap.
Dynamo hates fizzies.
That's true.
It gets totally butchered by fizzies.
So gotta go 52 then. Not a problem.
This early push here from them, not quite able to, does get a double. That might open this up. No. All right, no. Synapse is in position to deny this, so this is going to be the end of the push.
Booyah Bomb there. So, but these Booyah Bombs that can paint for a teammate that's sharking without letting them get seen are pretty nice. Oh, there we go.
And again, they are relying on those picks like that to really keep them going in this map.
Yeah. Roller's so obnoxious to fight on this map as well, right?
Yeah, this is one of Roller's best maps in general, too.
Ooh, and
the whole Roller class loves this map.
Will the Stingray be able to help? I don't even know if the Heavy's going to be able to survive this. It looks like Midori sort of knows where he is. Maybe more concerned with the person in front of him that does allow the Heavy to start. I know the Heavy actually gets taken out during that. The other person just gets taken out. Splashdown going. This is just brutal. I mean, this aggressive comp is working so well. The Roller's been getting the picks. I mean, this comp basically relies on these aggressive weapons just getting double kills, and that's what keeps happening, which allows Tempura Tantrum to keep this going. Very interesting that it's working out for them.
I think they finally overcommitted a little bit. They hesitated just a little long there, giving maybe another opportunity to just kind of like outspawn
Sneck does not want to be the one picking it up right there. I don't think we need to.
I mean, I would pick that just because Korn is probably, he's got his specials, so they've got specials on the other members right now, and Inkjet, if the Imperius gets to it, he does. So this is actually a really good situation here.
Oh, it takes out. No!
The pick! The bomb out of nowhere gets them, and that slows this push down way too much for them. They are still 3 down on the other side, though, so if they're able to get this pop, they could get the lead. Oh, man. Korn not going to the pop. Oh, the double! Is this going to be it? Dog Joke alive, the Stingray ready to help them push. They get the wipe, and are they going to get the pop in time? That's at 37. Sneck gets the lead!
Oh, my gosh!
Gets the lead with 30 seconds left to go. They aren't quite able to get back out in the middle of the map, and everything's just falling apart for Tempura right now.
I'm sure that so many people did not see this coming. The last 4 minutes of this game did not indicate that this was going to happen. But now, maybe later's in this this kind of position where they might have to just go up against like a Stingray in overtime, and I don't
They don't
know what
have
the chances are.
They don't have the comp to like force this down. They are getting a couple picks here, but they don't really have the specials to kind of follow this up. So Squirty gonna have to just kind of commit to this. They don't have that much time left. If we can go to Squirty's point of view, we can know how much time the Rainmaker has. 30 seconds left. They don't have a whole lot. They do use a Stingray, but they just don't have the positioning for this.
Well, the bubble's not going to do anything.
It's getting pressure from the middle.
Get that guy, get that guy.
Oh, they get the pick. Oh, not quite enough.
Whoa, man.
Game 5 win for maybe later. That was a great game. It did go kind of how I expected. Like, as soon as Tempura wasn't able to keep getting double kills, the game just falls apart for him.
Yeah, and like, they don't have a comp that's really good at defending as well. If that 52 doesn't have Stingray, I mean, I didn't see Special Saber. I mean,